And here we go, it is the 13th round of the season and it's our first of 4 main rounds with the final 20. We are at the host nation in the United States of America, specifically we are in St. Petersburg. So, can America win on their home turf as they are the ones hosting this season's Olympics? Well, let's get into qualifying and find out. Okay, here we go with our first group in qualifying. So we've got some driver changes coming to the start of this round. Not just the 2 teams that were eliminated last round, which happened to be Argentina and Canada. So after the debacle between Boutsen and Brabham, the organisers have decided that they are going to be banning Boutsen and Brabham for the rest of the season, as they feel like they're the reasons why Canada and Argentina went out, and they thought it was unfairly that way. So Boutsen has been replaced by Bernd Driver, who will be making his return after making 1 appearance earlier this year. And replacing Brabham for the rest of the season is Bernd Chopin, who was one of the original drivers but got dropped to be replaced by Neil Krang. And finally, Finland were very unhappy with Markku Allen DNQing for the 4th race in a row, so replacing Markku Allen will be Ari Vatanen from F2. So can Ari Vatanen qualify in his debut, and can Bernd Driver and Bernd Chopin qualify in their returns to F1? Well, we'll find out soon enough. Jan Lammers is setting the benchmark time 105.3 on his out lap. Now let's see how fast he goes on his flying lap. He's got one of the Colombians right in front of him. I imagine that is Roberto Guerrero. Of course, coming to this round, 12 nations are in contention to win the championship. So 8 countries have been eliminated at this point, as it's mathematically impossible for them to catch up to the lean team, which is Brazil. And don't forget, Ayrton Senna coming to this round with a 38 point lead, sorry. No, 28 point lead. No, 28, definitely 28 point lead over second place Stefan Bellof. So Jan Lammers is making his way across the line. His benchmark time is 55.5 seconds. A very quick time there. But Sal van der Merwe goes even faster, 55.1. The question is, will anyone beat that time? Oh, De Narvaez making his way through. Niki Lauda goes fastest. 55.0 is his time. The times are coming in thick and fast. So Lauda leads, Van der Merwe second, Jan Lammers is third, Els Angeles fourth, and Mauricio De Narvaez currently fifth. Stefan Bellof being very, very upset with how things went back in Japan, wanted to redeem himself at 54.6. Well, he's already off to a really good start. He's ahead of Nelson Piquet, 55.0, another driver who is very, very unhappy with the last round in Japan. So Stefan Bellof got 28 points to make up to catch up to Senna, which is equivalent to a pole position and a win as well. So a lot to do. Jan Lammers improved his time. He gets ahead of Rosberg in 5th position. And in the bubble right now, that is Bernd Chopin on his return to F1 with a 56.6. Well, he's got a lot of time to make up, that's for sure. So he's already in danger of probably going out, as Jens Windsor goes faster. As I said, Bernd Driver also on his return, going 5th fastest, 55.2. A very good start for the Belgian. The question is, will that be a sign of him making it to the race? Remember, his 1 appearance he made earlier this year, he did not qualify for that race. That was in, if I can find him real quick, that was back in... Where is Bernd Driver? There he is. He's back in Silverstone. No, not Silverstone. Yeah, it was Silverstone. Yeah, back in Silverstone when he made his debut, replacing Jack Hicks, who was suspended. But anyway, I digress. Only one driver yet to set a time. I'm not sure who that is. We'll find out who that is. I believe that person's making his way across the line. That was Lou Baker from South Africa. Driver is yet to qualify for this race. Of course, replaced George Foshi after he was suspended, but the South African team decided they're going to give Baker the seats for the rest of the season, as they were unhappy with George Foshi failing to qualify every race, rather than go for the F2 drivers, because they felt like the F2 drivers also were not going to be good enough for South Africa to qualify. So essentially it seems like they're relying on Sal van der Merwe to give them all the results. But where is Sal van der Merwe right now? He is 6th at the moment. Of course, van der Merwe did qualify very, very well in New Zealand. However, it landed with a DNF, despite the fact he did an amazing job for South Africa in that race. as Chopin makes his way across the finish line. What is Chopin's time going to put him? Well, his improved time is 18th position, so he's ahead of, this will be James Windsor from Denmark, but he's still behind Mauricio de Narvaez from Colombia. Oh wow, de Narvaez, 59.2. Well, okay, so he's clearly had an issue there for a really slow time. Either just didn't have much pace. Achiever always been held up by Roberto Guerrero. That's not gonna make the American happy. He's going to the pits anyway. Niki Lauda improves his time, 55.06. So he goes into third ahead of Mark Surer. Keke Rosberg improved his position. He goes to the 10th. He pushes Cheever in the danger zone. Els de Angelis in the bubble. Estley on their title defense this season. They are third in the nation's table. They're really struggling. They've definitely been struggling quite a bit. Both Angelis and his teammate Michele Alboreto starting to keep up with Senna and Stefan Bellof. They're the two biggest contenders right now. I mean, Michele Alboreto is third in this point stand. He's 1 point behind Bellof, but he needs so much more of that than that if he wants to catch up to Ayrton Senna. Jan Lammers, Joe Gartner, and Derek Daly all improved their times respectively. Gartner is 8th, Lammers is 14th, and Daly is down 17th for Ireland. Of course, New Zealand and South Africa are very lucky to that Canada and Argentina didn't have anyone finish, because since New Zealand and South Africa didn't double DNQ'd, that put them in a really good position to from Argentina and Canada to knock them out instead of the latter. But sadly for Canada and Argentina, the incident led to a double DNF, and that was the end of their season altogether, which led to their elimination. We're nearing the 2.5 minute mark remaining in the session, and I think the action may die down quite a bit. So Bellof is leading, PK second. Oh, Joe Gartner improving his time, goes into 5th. He is only 0.06 of a second by his teammate Lauda in 3rd. That's split by Mark Surer. And as I said, Alan Prost out of nowhere goes into 2nd. Nigel Mansell also out of nowhere goes into 2nd. Els Angelis in the danger zone. Keke Rosberg is in the bubble. He's going into the pits now. And there's Nagasaka quite far down in 10th position for Japan. Probably the most noteworthy drivers in the danger zone are Els Angelis and A. Cheever, and as well, maybe the Jan Lammers as well. Jan Lammers failed to qualify Japan, yet for the first time since Le Mans, his teammate Arie Luyendyk qualified and finished 2nd position. An amazing result for the Netherlands. They needed a great result. I don't think they expected it to have come from Arie Luyendyk, who's just been struggling to qualify all season. But out of nowhere, Luyendyk qualified 2nd and finished 2nd. Amazing job for Luyendyk. This may be a sign of things to come from for the rest of the season. Less than a minute left of this session. A lot of the drivers are in the pits, so their sessions are essentially done. So Guerrero, Cheever, and Lammers are definitely not going to make it to the race. Joe Garner doesn't improve his time. He stays in 7th. Looking further down, we've got James Windsor, Chopin, de Narvaez, Daly, Baker, and Els Angelis. Els Angelis going to the pits, so his session is essentially over. He's not going to be able to make it into the race. We'll go aboard Derek Daly as those in the bottom, the drivers in the bottom 5. He's probably the most noteworthy. James Windsor is also kind of noteworthy as well. But let's focus on Derek Daly. 1.1 seconds down as it stands. As he is, well, with that kind of pace, he's probably only going to get 16th ahead of Baker, but that's probably all he's going to manage. Oh, he's got 8 seconds left in the session. Will he make it? No. Will he make it to the finish line in time, or is the time going to run out and he's not going to do another lap? Oh, I think the time just ran out, so Derek Daly is definitely out. So he's not going to make it to the race. And the only drivers out that are definitely in the top 11 now are Nagasaka and Van der Merwe. James Windsor is struggling. He's got traffic in the form of de Narvaez. He's definitely not going to make it to the race, so essentially his session is going to be over. Whereas Chopin's return is definitely not going to make it to the race either. He is in 19th, so he's not the slowest, but way off the pace to make it to the top 11. Well, Barry the driver on his return, well, in 8th position. That's a very, very good start. Qualified for his first Formula 1 race, his 2nd ever race of the season, or 2nd race ever in the F1 division of the Formulalympics. And that is the session officially over. So here is the results. Stefan Bellof wins the first group. Alan Prost is 2nd. Nigel Mansell 3rd. PK is in 4th. Niki Lauda 5th. Then it's Mark Surer, Joe Gartner, Barry the driver, Sal van der Merwe, Nagasaka and Keke Rosberg is the last driver from the first group to make it to the race. We say goodbye to Els de Angelis, the homeboy achiever, Jan Lammers from the Netherlands, Roberto Guerrero, Lou Baker, Derek Derry, Mauricio de Narvaez, Vern Chopin, and Jens Windsor. So with that first session out of the way, it's time to go over to the second group and see who will be the other 11 drivers to make it to the race. And here we go, we are making our way to the second group here in America. So who's going to go out first and set the benchmark time? We've got someone coming on the track already. And that looks like it's Mike Thackle from New Zealand. One of the two teams that are very lucky to make it to the final 20, the other team being South Africa. But South Africa, we saw qualifying the first group. Can either of the South African drivers of Mike Thackle or Ray Cook qualify in this race? Bring a challenge to South Africa to not finish bottom of the final 20. And here we go, making its way to the start finish line, and the benchmark time from Thackle is 55.5 seconds, about 8 times slower than the pole time in the first group. Walter Brunt 54.7, a very quick time from the Swissman. Goes into first in the moment, nearly 8 tenths of a second faster than Mike Thackle. Okay, as we see other drivers coming through the line, Neil Krang at 56.0, not a good start there. It looks like, I'm guessing he might have been held up by, that's one of the Swedish drivers ahead of him. Ayrton Senna 54.9 seconds in second place, ahead of the debutant of Ari Vatinen, his first flying lap in a Formula 1 car, 55.1 seconds, a very respectable time there from the Finn. Now further down we've got Ari Lewandek 7th, we've got Jean-Paul Liebert, the slowest driver so far. Kiichi Suzuki goes into 3rd for Japan, ahead of the Finn of Ari Vatinen. Michele Alboreto goes into 2nd, ahead of Senna, 54.772. Senna and Alboreto are 1st and 3rd in the championship respectively, with Bellof in the first group, who won the first group qualifying session. But can Alboreto and Senna go even faster than Bellof? We're going to find out in due course. That there's Blomqvist in 6th position. In the bubble right now, that is Jean-Paul Liebert from Belgium. That's it. Red Cook goes into 6th place for New Zealand, ahead of his teammate Mike Thackle in 8th. Ari Lundegg improves his time, goes into 10th. There's Manfred Winkelhock, the man who has been struggling in the last few races, is going to 8th. Arnew's in the bubble, he's ahead of Stefan Johansson. The man who's slowest on the track is Derek Warwick. Derek Warwick must have had some issue there to be well off the pace, because we didn't expect Warwick to be this slow. Mark Galvin's 57.7, he's struggling as well. Scheckter Meta looks like a bit of a struggle as well. Lars Viggo Jensen going into 5th position for Denmark. And 17th position, saying his time, that's Vic Preston. And the last driver to set time, I think that was Mario Andretti, was the last driver to set time in a flying lap in this group. He is in 9th position, ahead of Manfred Winkelhock. Meanwhile, Stig Blomqvist improves his time in going into 7th, ahead of the New Zealander of Ray Cook. Derek Warwick, he improves his time, he goes into 11th, he pushes Thackle in the danger zone, but he puts himself in the bubble, 300 of a second slower than 10th place. That's Manfred Winkelhock from West Germany. Looking further down, I'm surprised that Neil Craig is struggling here. Neil Craig's definitely a lot faster pace. Sure, it's been races he's not qualified, but he's definitely faster pace than 17s. So we'll go on board with the Australian and see what's going on here. Well, he's definitely got some clear traffic, so he should be able to improve his time and position quite comfortably. So making his way down in sector 2. A lot of the drivers are coming in the pit. There's only a few drivers on the track at the moment, so everyone picking their times to change tyres now. Neil Krang is 2nd slower. Okay, Krang doesn't look like he's going to make it into the top 11 this run. But what is Krang's time going to be? Here we go. Neil Krang making his way across the start finish line. His time is a 55.8. It's an improvement. He only gains 1 position in 16th place. Now that is a surprise there from Krang. So Krang is definitely struggling. Kiichi Suzuki 4th, Alboreto 2nd, Brunt 1st, Thackle and 12th. They're the ones out on the track right now. Thackle's just starting his flying lap. He's got the fastest man in the second group right behind him. That's Walter Brunt. What can Derek Warwick do here? Stefan Johansson out of nowhere goes into 7th. He pushes Warwick in the danger zone, and Winkelhock goes into the bubble. Galvin, we saw improve his time, but he's still the slowest man on the track by some margin. Ayrton Senna improves his time. He stays in 3rd place at the moment. But Ayrton Senna doesn't have to really worry about his position right now, because Ayrton Senna's in a really, he's got a 28-point lead over 2nd place. Derek Warwick making a huge leap into 4th place. He pushes Winkhawk in the danger zone. Mario Andretti in his home race is now in the bubble. He's got about 3.5 minutes left of the session. Andretti's pulling off into the pits. Gonna probably change time and probably go out again in a last ditch effort to ensure that he makes it to the race in his home turf. His teammate Eddie Cheever failed to do that. No, he does not. He stays 7th at the moment. There's Johansson in the pits, and Ayrton Senna goes into pole position. 15 hundredths of a second faster than Walter Brunn. Okay, Senna holding a few tricks up his sleeves there. Winkhawk goes into 11th. He just pushes Andretti in the danger zone, but he is sitting in the bubble, so he's not safe at all. So you have to keep pushing if he wants to ensure he's in a solid position. He's only 5 thousandths per second faster than Andretti, which is not really much. So focusing on the West German to see if he can do better than 55.4. He's got one of the Australians, that'll be Neil Krang. Neil Krang's really struggled this session. More than I thought than we anticipated. Winkhawk 1/10 behind Senna, but he's closing. But he's definitely put himself in a good position. Going to improve his time quite comfortably, it looks like. And Winkhawk currently in the last corner. Can he improve his time at 55.4? Neil Krang making his way across the line. And here goes Winkhawk. No, he does not improve his time. Okay, the last sector, something's clearly gone wrong there. So I think he may have just had a bad exit in the last corner, and that's what slowed him down there. 2 minutes left of the session to go. Things have gotten pretty interesting here, that's for sure. But Winkhawk is still technically in a position to go through into the race. As we've got just over a minute to go. We've got both Swedish drivers of Johansson and Blomqvist 8th and 9th. Neil Krang put his time, he goes to the 30s, but it's just not enough to get into the top 11. Neil Krang is not giving up, obviously, but he's got to be frustrated. He's improving his time, he's just missing out by 1/10 per second. 15 seconds left on the clock. Krang's going to make his way across the line. No, he does not improve his time. Krang's got one more go at this, less than 10 seconds left to go. Man, Krang is going to be absolutely frustrated that he's just not making it. Jean-Paul Liebert put his time just before the time had elapsed, but Jean-Paul Liebert stays 18th, so he does have time to go for one more round, but I don't see Liebert making his way through into the race. Not going to join his returning teammate of the driver. You know, the driver and Liebert being teammates in F2. In the F2 division, well, and the teammates again in F1. That's been quite interesting. Go Krang, 800ths of a second behind. Mario Andretti going into 4th. He pushes Winkhawk right at the last second into the danger zone. Krang's aboard the lap. He's had enough. He's decided he's not going to try and finish the lap. Now can Winkhawk make his way through? Yeah, no! He proved his time, but it's not enough. He is out. Losing out to Ray Cook, of all drivers. Ray Cook, who has never qualified for a race until now. Jean-Paul Liebert put his time, he stays 18th. Okay, now that was quite an interesting session. Ayrton Senna wins the second group, just ahead of Walter Brunn, and Alboreto, the last driver to be within 1/10 of Ayrton Senna, in 3rd. Andretti 4th in his home race. Derek Warwick is 5th. Kiichi Suzuki 6th. Lars Viggo Jensen 7th for Denmark. Ari Vatanen on his debut finishes 8th. Both Swedish drivers 9th and 10th. And the last driver to make it is Red Cook in 11th. So which means we say goodbye to Manfred Winkelhock from West Germany, Neil Krang, Thakkwal, Ari Lewandijk, Meta, Arnew, Liebert, Preston and Galvin. So with that very, very exciting session out of the way, it's time to go to the Gridwalk and find out who was the fastest overall and who are the top 3 drivers from both groups who are going to get some bonus points. And here we go into the grid lamp. It's Stefan Bellof in pole position with Ayrton Senna in second, Walter Brun is third with Alboreto taking fourth, with row 3 being Nelson Piquet and Nigel Mansell, followed by Mario Andretti and Derek Warwick, and around the top 10 is Nelson Piquet and Niki Lauda, with 11th place being Mark Stewart with Joe Gartner in 12th, in 13th is Kishi Suzuki and Lars Viggo Jensen is 14th. Row 8, Ari Batten in his debut, Bernd de Driver 16th, 17th Van der Merwe with Johansson 18th. Row 10, Nagasaki and Stig Blomqvist, and at the back of the grid is Red Cook and Keke Rosberg, with Ayrton Senna well out in front in the Drivers' Championship and Brazil well out in front in the Nations Table. What can Stefan Bellof do in pole position? Well, let's get to the action and we will find out. And so here we go, here we are in America for the race. Stefan Bellof is on pole position, Ayrton Senna is in second, with Walter Brun getting the final bonus point position in third, with Michele Alboreto locking out the second row of the grid. Now, Ayrton Senna got 2 bonus points and Stefan Bellof got 3, so the gap between first and second is now slightly reduced down to 32 points. Can Stefan Bellof beat Ayrton Senna here now he's in pole position? Well, let's get into this race and find out. First of all, do best, lock on to Bellof, or hopefully it doesn't lag out a bit. Here we go. Yeah, and away we go. We're off in St. Petersburg in America, and it looks like it was a really good start there for Stefan Bellof if they make the way to turn 1. And Stefan Bellof holds on to the lead. What about Ayrton Senna? Looks like he's on second position, just about, as Walter Brun is under pressure from Michele Alboreto. And we need to get the Formula back to the pits because it's a very short track, this one. But here we go, Bellof leads, Senna is second, Walter Brun is third, Alboreto fourth, Prost is fifth, Mansell sixth, Warwick seventh, Andretti eighth, Lauda in ninth position, just ahead of Nelson Piquet. As I say, Nelson Piquet going to the inside to try and make a move on the Austrian. Okay, we're about to complete lap 1 already. That's why I've got 69 laps here in this session. We've got a few overtakes up and down the field, quite notably Lauda and Piquet battling for 9th. But Stefan Bellof comes across the first lap in the lead of the race with Ayrton Senna closely behind in second, 7 separating the two drivers. We go on board with Ayrton Senna, who's trying to chase down Stefan Bellof. So quite a lot of overtakes happening up and down the field in this first lap. The question is, how much drama could we get from this race? Will it be just as dramatic as Japan, when we had so many retirements at roughly the same time? Meanwhile, here's Ayrton Senna coming down the last corner, trying to chase down Stefan Bellof. It looks like Stefan Bellof is slowly pulling away from the Brazilian, which is exactly what Bellof needs to try and close in on Senna to make up for not scoring points. And the fastest lap going to Stefan Bellof, 56.6 at the time. Everyone else is in the 57s, looks like. Oh, that was a really good time there from the West German. And other times, Brun has been 11th twice. He's been 15th, 14th, 16th and 21st. And he has DNQ 2 races this season. One in Brazil, the other one is in Spain. And now Ayrton Senna gets the fastest lap of the race, 56.5 seconds. Does not want to let Bellof get away that easily, so he's already trying to put some pressure on him. Walter Brun, meanwhile, is under a bit of pressure from Michele Alboreto, who's right behind him, because Alboreto will not let Brun get away that easily, especially when he is in third in the standings. Try to chase the two guys up the front of this race. I mean, Michele Alboreto is 8 points behind Stefan Bellof, but he's also 36 points down on Ayrton Senna at the moment. Okay, so we got Alan Prost. Oh, trying to go the inside, outside there. I think he was trying to make a move on Michele Alboreto there. Another very, very brave move there from the Frenchman. But it looks like it didn't exactly go to plan. But Alan Prost, the man who we thought was going to do well this season. We've had France as a whole thought we were going to do well, but France are sitting 10th in the nation's table, as they currently have they've got 52 points to their name, which is quite considerably less than half the points Brazil have in first place. So I think it's fair to see France's season has just not been a very good one, especially compared to the last time the Formulalympics took place all the way back in 1952. And Ayrton Senna goes fastest in this race, 2/10 faster than Stefan Bellof. He is closing in on the West German, it looks like. Walter Brun 56.8, trying to get away from Michele Alboreto. Alan Prost trying to put the pressure on Alboreto for 4th. And there's Mansell, who's trying to stay in touch of Prost, but looks like he might be dropping back. Then it's Marianne Jetty, Warwick, Lauda and PK still running for your top 10 at the moment. Okay, loads of gaps have formed, lots of pretty big gaps, so there'll definitely not be many overtakes happening here. Stefan Bellof goes fastest, 56.2, 2/10 faster than Ayrton Senna at last lap, make up for the 2/10 that Senna pulled in on him in the last lap. As we're about to start lap number 12 of 69. Let's check the progress so far. Who's been the biggest gainer and loser so far? Well, there's only 3 gains and 3 losses. Lauda, Gartner and Rosberg gained 1 position. PK, Stewart and Cook have lost position. So not really a whole lot to go through there. And Stefan Bellof, as says fast up by Senna, yeah, it said 56.1. Oh right, so Senna and Bellof pushing very hard there. They're nearly half a second faster than Walter Brun, who's in 3rd position. 56.2 is Bell's time. Ayrton Senna goes faster, it's 56.0. Alright, so Ayrton Senna is pushing hard to keep up with the West German. Almost exactly a second behind, but wow, the pace is going. Senna might end up being right behind Bellof, and we're going to have ourselves an epic showdown for the win here at the host nation race in the United States. As we've got the front runners of Bellof and Senna there, getting pretty close to Red Cook, and fastest lap from Stefan Bellof, 4/10 faster than Ayrton Senna last lap actually. So that's a really good time there for Stefan Bellof. Just when he needs to try a good lap to try and get away from Senna, but Senna is not going to have any of that. He'll be pushing hard to try and close in on him once again. As we enter lap 20 of 69, and Stefan Bellof is nearly caught up to Red Cook, who's sitting in 22nd. 56.049, that's a really good time there, but Ayrton Senna does 1/100th of a second faster. Take that glory away from Stefan Bellof right there. Now that is quite cheeky from the Brazilian. And 3rd down to 10th in the 57th now. There's just their pace a bit off, and Ayrton Senna's going for it. Oh, brave move there from Senna. He almost had it, but Bellof just managing to stick his nose in just to make sure that Senna doesn't keep the lead of the race. Looking back at Ayrton Senna, he's still trying to patiently find a way to get past Stefan Bellof. For Bellof, it's not making this easy. Then again, Red Cook is not making it easy for either of them to lap him. Didn't think this track would be that difficult to make the overtakes, but evidently I've been proven wrong. Ayrton Senna is just biding its time right behind Bellof, and Bellof just not being able to find a spot where he can get past Red Cook. I think brake went a bit slower than he was ready for, and Senna's dropped back a little bit, and here comes Stefan Bellof to try and make the path for Red Cook to lap him. Oh, got pretty close there, but Red Cook holds on. Well, not only holds the position, he's at the back of the field, but he stays ahead of the front runner of Stefan Bellof. Bellof leads, Senna 2nd, Brun is 3rd, Alboreto 4th, Prost 5th, Mansell 6th, Marianne Jetty 7th, Derek Warwick 8th, Niki Lauda 9th, and right for the top 10 is Nelson PK. In fact, his Walter Brun, he's actually got Senna and Bellof in his sights, still unable to find their way past the New Zealander. This is what Walter Brun and everyone is in the train behind him definitely need to be in the sights of Senna and Bellof. Well, no, have them in their sights. But basically, it's close enough to catch up to these 2 drivers and possibly finding a way around them or jump them in the pits. Depends which one comes first, because you never know in the Olympics. So here we go, got most of the drivers in this race in the train behind Red Cook and Alan Prost would seem to have gone wide there. That seemed to be a mistake that could have been capitalised on by Nigel Mansell, but doesn't seem to have happened though. There we go, lap 36 of 69, so we are past the halfway mark. Check the progress. I know it's not very much. In fact, I found the same as we last looked 12 laps into this race. I believe it was 12 laps at least. We look further up, and Prost trying to put the pressure on Alboreto, who in turn is trying to put the pressure on Walter Brun. As back up the front we've got Bellof and Senna still continuing to try and find a way through. Oh, we've got someone coming to the pits! It's Walter Brun that's coming into the pits this lap, and he looks like the only person in this train that's going to be pitting. Okay, a very early pit stop, and someone else is going to come to the pits. I imagine that's Kiichi Suzuki. Yes, it is Kiichi Suzuki coming to the pits now. Okay, how will this play out for these two drivers? So Brown taking his time. If I've got someone else coming to the pits, there'll be someone in the back, I think. That's Naoki Nagasaka. So Brown comes out, he's going to come out, it looks like he's going to come out in 14th position, just ahead of Brown the driver. That's Kiichi coming to the pits, so his teammate Nagasaka will be is going to start coming out of the pits. Okay, so both Japanese drivers coming to the pits relatively early. Interesting strategy. And Ayrton Senna is coming to the pits now. And he's got someone coming, a couple of drivers in for some company. Who is that? Mansell and Mario Andretti coming in at the same time, on the same lap as Senna, sorry. And someone else coming to the pits, I think that's Ari Vatanen. Yes, it's the debutant of Vatanen. Okay, how will this go for Senna, Mansell and Andretti? Well, Senna is coming straight in and straight out. He is going to come out. It looks like he's going to come out. He is going to be comfortably ahead of Walter Brun in 10th place. Walter Brun going to easily jump ahead in 11th. Nigel Mansell coming out of the pits. And he's going to be just ahead of Stefan Johansson. Him and Andretti is going to be just ahead of Stefan Johansson. Bad driver and Sarah Van der Mary there coming out of the pits now, but they're looking like they're going to be down in 20th, 21st. Looking back at the front, Bellof and Prost. Okay, we've got the large train of cars coming in the pits. Bellof, Prost, Alboreto, Warwick, PK, Gartner. Oh, I think Loud is actually going to stay out. So Red Cook's in the pits along with him as well. That could either be good or bad. But Ayrton Senna is going to. But all I know is Ayrton Senna is going to easily get past the train, and he's going to make his way back to second. So he's just got to chase down Niki Lauda. What about Walter Brun? Well, he's going to be comfortably ahead of everyone in this group. So the early pit stop may seem to have worked in his favour. Nigel Mansell could be fit. In fact, Stefan Bellof is going to be third. Oh, he's just gets ahead of Walter Brun. Okay, I take that back. I thought thought Brun was comfortably ahead. Now that proved to be a slight exaggeration. So it's Lauda first, but Lauda's going to be pitting this lap, surely. Yes, Lauda's coming into the pits, but I think Senna's going to be way ahead of Lauda by the time he comes back out. Let's see, it's current in the last corner. Lauda's yet to stop in his pit box. Okay, so Senna is going to be way ahead of Lauda into the lead of the race. Senna sets fast lap 55.3. That's how determined he is to get things going. What Niki Lauda? He's coming out of the pits now. Well, he's not going to hold it a second. I think he's going to come out. Is he going to come out fourth? No, Lauda's going to get ahead of Bellof. He's going to come out second. Okay, that is a bit of a surprise there. So Bellof losing out to Niki Lauda there. Brun fourth, Mansell fifth, Andretti sixth, Suzuki seventh. Ari Vatanen on his debut in 8th position. Michele Alboreto has dropped all the way down to 9th. Relatively top 10 is Alan Prost. So we've got Keke Rosberg coming for a very late pit stop. And he's going to come out in 21st. So Vatanen, amazing debut for him. Making points in his first ever Formula-Olympic race. Okay, but anyway, it's time to check the Ayrton Senna pass up 55.3. Let's see the progress. Who's made the biggest gains and losses now? SA has kicked off in the pits. Well, biggest gainer is Niki Lauda. He went from 10th to 2nd. Next biggest gainer, Ari Vatanen, 15th in his first qualifying, up to 8th now. Chance that I might get some decent points for himself and for the Finnish team. Kiichi Suzuki, 3rd biggest gainer in this race. Starts 13th, he's made his way to 7th. Points for Japan, which will be an amazing result for them. The biggest loser in this race are Alboreto and Prost, 4th and 5th, and they're down to 9th and 10th. And then the next biggest losers are Derek Warwick and Nelson Piquet, 8th and 9th down to 11th and 12th respectively. Okay, very, very interesting predicament we see here. Little Ayrton Senna on a charge. Now Niki Lauda thing the fast lap, 55.2, the Austrian pushing hard, wanting to ensure that he's the fastest man on the track. Well, Braun seems to be struggling to keep up with Bellof, so Bellof is definitely pulling away from the Swissman quite comfortably. Michele Alboreto thing the fast lap, 55.0. Alboreto absolutely fuming with how low down the grid feel he's dropped. Well, now he's on a hard charge to try and get some positions back. He's got Vatanen and Suzuki right ahead of him, but he's got the back marker of Red Cook, who is preventing Suzuki and Vatanen from, well, speeding up a bit. And Niki Lauda sets the fast lap of the race, 55.037. A very quick time there from the Austrian, and it reduces the gap even further between him and Senna. So it's now less than 4 seconds. And I've got Michele Alboreto's got quite close behind Vatanen. It looked like he was going to try and make a move there on the fin, but I think just didn't see a big enough gap to make it happen. We do have an overtake though. Stewart and Piquet battling hard for 12, but I think Mark Stewart is going to win out on this one, and Piquet is going to drop to 13th. Oh, but he's still fighting though. He's not going to give up the position that easily, but I think it might be time for him to concede. And he's got the other Austrian, Joe Gartner, who's hot on his heels. Okay, so Piquet managed to fend off Gartner, but he lost position to Mark Stewart. Not what he needed to see, not what he wanted to see. And while Lauda nearly a whole second faster than Senna last lap as well, so Lauda closing in on Senna at a really quick rate there because of that. Ayrton Senna fastest lap, 55.017, only 700ths of a second faster than Lauda at last lap. Coming down to the very, very fine margins when it comes to the fast lap of the race, it looks like. And Mark Stewart, the man on the charge, he's got past Derek Warwick, this is put him in 11th. But Derek Warwick trying to fight back, he's going to try to see if he can find his way through Mark Stewart to gain the position back. But it looks like Mark Stewart is going to beat out the Brit, and Mark Stewart goes into 11th. Is he going to try to do the same with Alain Prost for 10th? But anyways, watching on, we can see this train proved to be it's actually quite a huge train, going from Kiichi Suzuki, well, Red Cook, Kiichi Suzuki, all the way down to, I believe that's Lars Finger Jensen 15th, that's the back end of the train. And he's going to be trying to find his way past Joe Gartner for 14th position. And I think there may be some overtaking opportunities there that people trying to take advantage of, but it looks like no one was able to do it. But Alain Prost will go to the inside, he's going to try to move on Alboreto. Okay, he's going for it. Oh, but it looks like Alboreto may have beaten out the Frenchman here. Not quite able to pull it off this time round, but that was certainly a good go there from Alain Prost. Are we trying to go for it? Well, I think he's going to go for it. PK under pressure there from Gartner and Jensen, trying to avoid being passed. And here comes Derek Warwick though, trying to make the move on Mark Stewart for 11th. And Derek Warwick's going for it. Is he going to pull it off? Oh, not quite. Mark Stewart is going to hold on to the possession for 11th. And Niki Lauda setting the fast lap under 55 seconds, 54.946. Okay, so that's a really good time there for Niki Lauda. He's reduced the gap to 3.2 seconds between him and Ayrton Senna. Niki Lauda looking like we can see he's closing in on Senna still. Nearly an entire second faster than Senna last lap. 4:54.892. Okay, so Senna is either Senna's struggling, or it's just he's caught, or either that is just it's because he's catching up to the back markers of Keke Rosberg, Blomqvist, and Sarvander Mary and Nagasaka. We're getting around the final corner, start lap number 63 of 69. So we're down to only 6 laps of the race. I think Blomqvist trying to make a pass on Sarvander Mary. This will be for 19th place. And yeah, it looks like Niki Lauda's going to go for it. Niki Lauda going on the inside. Is he going to be able to pull this off? Oh, we're going to be close tight between the two drivers, but I think Lauda's just going to miss out there. Just didn't have what he need. Just didn't have what was needed to solidify the position. Now got a tense battle for 20th in the front of Senna. Sarvander Mary, Keke Rosberg battling hard for 20th position. But anyway, here they come, starting currently on the final corner to begin the 69th and final lap of this race. This is Lauda and Bellof's final chance to try and beat Ayrton Senna here. And here we go, we get things underway. And here's maybe stuck behind the back markers, but all you gotta do is just fend off Lauda and Bellof long enough to win this race. Can Ayrton Senna make it 3 wins in a row? I think he can do it, but it's gonna be very, very dramatic of how this ends. But it looks like Ayrton Senna is gonna probably have done enough to win this race. So we just got a couple of corners left to go, and I believe Ayrton Senna has managed to hold him off long enough. And here comes Niki Lauda though. Okay, Lauda not quite close enough, but anyway, coming in the final corner, and just like this, Ayrton Senna, for the 3rd race in a row, is going to take first possession and the gold medal. Ayrton Senna wins the host nation here in the United States. Niki Lauda will finish in 2nd. Stefan Bellof will take 3rd position. Walter Brunn, his best result of the year, will get 4th position. Nigel Mansell will take 5th. Andretti, his home race, will take 6th. We'll just gotta wait for everyone else to make their way across the finish line. And here we go. Everybody that started this race has finished this race. So, Ayrton Senna is your race winner here in the United States, also known as the host nation of 1984. This was also his 3rd win of the season. Niki Lauda, an impressive 2nd position, bouncing back after a rough couple of races. Stefan Bellof will be happy with 3rd, but he'd be disappointed that the gap between him and Ayrton Senna is going to increase. Walter Brunn, an amazing result for him in 4th. Nigel Mansell, a decent result for the United Kingdom, 5th. Andretti, his home race, 6th. Kiichi Suzuki, a very good result for Japan, 7th. Ari Vatanen, on his debut, getting his first ever points in the Formulalympics. Michele Alboreto will be absolutely furious he's only done in 9th. And Alan Prost rounding off your top 10. Then looking at the 2nd place, Mark Page, Mark Sewell 11th, Derek Warwick, PK very unhappy to be 13th, Gartner 14th, Lars Ringer Jensen, Bernard Driver in his first qualified race finishing 60th, both Louis Strauss 17th and 18th, Nagasaka 19th, Keke Rosberg 20th, and finally Sarvander Mary, the last driver in the lead lap 21st, and Red Cook 1 lap down in 22nd. So with that very, very intense race, it is time for the drivers and nations tables. And here is the point standings after that amazing round in the host nation, with Ayrton Senna's win putting him now 42 points ahead of Stefan Bellof, with Niki Lauda in 3rd position, 10 points behind the West German, with Alboreto and PK, the other 2 drivers that are still mathematically in contention to win the Drivers' Championship. Looking at the nations table, Brazil now have a 24-point lead over West Germany, with Italy taking 3rd position with 114 points, which is 11 more than Austria, which is the last team in mathematical contention to win the nations table. So, what are my final thoughts? Well, it was not a very exciting race in general, thanks to Red Cook making it difficult for the front runners to lap him in the first place. But it was definitely a very, very tight battle between Bellof and Senna until the pit stops had occurred, where Senna ended up taking the lead and Lauda slotting himself in between the 2 championship contenders. But with 3 rounds left to go for the season and only 4 nations in contention to win the championship. How will things play out in the next round? Well, let's jump on over there and we will find out together.